Hey, what is going on, everybody? It is Blue. We are back with another Feral video. As you can tell, we are doing a lot of Sims today. So basically, what has happened is I stream my raids every Tuesday and Thursday night, and that's more, honestly, it's more for my raid team going back and looking at progression bosses, what may be causing issues, and so forth. But sometimes viewers join me on there. And something that popped up, apologize, my kid's crying in the background. Got that little tired kids early in the morning crying. But anyway, an issue that popped up were some individuals were like, hey, we're just not really liking Feral right now. The AOE is really lackluster. And I understand that may be a big issue for you as well. For me specifically, I Feral and Raid. And then when it comes to dungeon content, I'm only doing like maybe 4 dungeons a week for the loot. Maybe if I try and push IO, but I'm not real big about that, I'll go bear. Okay? So I honestly gave up with Feral. Very early on, I have all my 15s done with my Feral for Raider IO. And that was it. Now, I felt there was a big weakness as far as AoE. And I didn't mess with it. I was just like, hey, Feral is a single target, and I was okay with that, and then I go bear. Now, I know for some of my viewers, that may be an issue for you. You say, hey, I want to play my Feral. I like playing Feral in dungeons. I want to do that. You know, raid may be boring, etc. So I was like, man, that is an issue. That really sucks, so I want to try to give it my all. So what the video here today is, sorry about for that long introduction, we're going to see what we can do as far as making Feral decent in AoE for those weeks that aren't single target.
Blue, you're my boy!
And then I'm going to give you my ideas. So basically that's it. There was a lot of Sims that you're not seeing here. But basically what we're doing is I'm actually doing Apex Predators. Unfortunately, I do not have Circle of Life. Now, Circle of Life is really good, and I wish I had it. It may be possibly the best. I think Apex Predator and Circle of Life are very good, comparable. I think Circle of Life may be better as far as full AoE goes. You would have to tweak it as far as your stats go, because I'm probably guessing that there's a lot of different stats that you would need to do versus the standard crit mastery build. So anyways, we're going to try and do Apex. And then I also have a sneaking hunch before I made this video that, hey, I think Frenzy Band may be very, very competitive as far as dungeon content. Now, the way Frenzy Band works is any of your combo point generating moves does damage to the target, right? So we have, we have swipe, we have rakes. I know that's not really super awesome to say as far as AoE because our swipes are capped, our rakes are only single target, but I just had a sneaking feeling like, hey, Frenzy Band may be an option. Now, depending on the pool size, may be great, may be bad. If the pool is ridiculous, then Frenzy Band is going to fall short, and you would do better with Apex Predators. Now, for me, as far as dungeon content, depending on the dungeon, yeah, maybe good, maybe bad. I'm thinking overall good, because usually the polls are somewhere between 5 to 6, mobs. Once you exceed that, I'm thinking the other side, Frenzy Band is just going to fall way, way short. And that's just because of the AoE cap on our combo point generating moves swipe. Okay, so anyways, let's jump into it. What is the best possibility we can use with Apex Predator? Here's the build right here, you guys. We're going to be running Predator. Heart of the Wild, it's just boosting our DPS, right? You can use it in single target scenarios. You can use it when you're yes, this is a DPS increase, right? but probably if I went to a Dungeon Feral, I would be using the CC. Um, These are what our abilities are going to look like. You want Taste of Blood, and then we want Burst, right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to try this same exact setup right here, and we're just going to be using Frenzy Band, okay? So not super, super comparable, okay? Now, what I wanted to also check now is what if I change up my talent trees? What if I go ahead and do Naya's Poison? I go ahead and put another potency trait. I want to see how this is interacting, right? So we see, first of all, that my Apex DPS is a loss, okay? So right off the back, a second potency, not super helpful. So let's go ahead and delete that. Well, that's a loss. Now let's compare this with Frenzy Band, right? Frenzy Band is a DPS increase. All right, so hey, Frenzy Band, we already know Frenzy Band. It's very useful to have 2 potency traits for Frenzy Band. So that's really good news. And what we're doing here is we're trying to make Frenzy Band work, essentially, because I kind of already know how Apex works. So that's good. So this is going to take us to the next step, where we go ahead and change our potency traits to possibly assist Frenzy Band in the best way possible. All right. So here's our total DPS with Apex, with what I would consider possibly dungeon potency traits. And it's falling just barely short of our first one. And then, Taste of Blood, it's just super core for Apex Predators. So again, as far as Apex Predators go, we're going to go ahead and delete this one. This is your core for Apex Predators. But again, we're trying to make Frenzy Band work to the best of the ability. So here we are originally with Frenzy Band, 2 potency traits. We got 8,685, and now we got it to 8,772. All right, so this is with me manipulating a little bit of gear items, getting a little bit more haste in there. Doing such was able to boost my stats to be Mastery Crit. Now, so these are the comparable. We have 8772 and we have 8895. This is a Frenzy Band with a 225 versus an Apex Predator being 235. So I can possibly boost this higher to be probably very close, all right? Now this is going to be a very different play style. It's going to revolve a lot around Berserk. Now understand, if you guys are wondering how I got these sims, I'm going ahead and using Beast Lord. From my understanding, this is a sim that is mostly just constant AOE, all right? And another thing is, this is only 4 minutes. As far as a dungeon goes, this sim right here is very revolved around, hey, it's only a 4-minute fight. I use a 3-minute cooldown. Boom, right there. Now, as far as dungeons are concerned, you're going to use your Berserk on 1 pack, do a big burst of damage, the best you can possibly do. And Berserk is down for 3 minutes, maybe 2.5 minutes, because Frenzy Band reduces it. So although I was really trying to do this, Apex Predator, even though it's a proc, it's a lot more consistent as far as dungeon damage than Frenzy Band. Now, to conclude this whole video about trying to make Feral AOE work, I have an alt, okay? To me, Feral is a single target damage character, okay? AOE is non-existent whatsoever. If you want AOE, go Boomkin. That's my personal opinion. So what I did is, yeah, I'm probably like you, and I didn't like that. So I actually made an alt. My alt is a Fury Warrior. Fury Warrior AoE is incredible. To increase my Fury Warrior AoE, I also went Night Fae, which is the best covenant for increasing AoE even further. And it's only a 214 item level. It's an alt, right? I'm just kind of messing around with it, having a lot of fun. So I want to see, hey, what do the damages look like? How do these even two compare? I've spent a lot of times, a lot of sims messing with this. So let's sim the warrior. We're at 11.5k, you guys. It's not good, right? So this was my best attempt to increase Feral AOE, probably a really sucky video to watch, you guys, but it's just not there, right? It's just not there. What I would suggest is probably going Apex Predator, like you guys know. Please, in the comments below, somebody go ahead and sim themselves. Go ahead and sim themselves with Beast Ward 4 minutes. If you have Circle of Life, let us know what your sims are looking like. I am 225 eye level, so if you're pretty close to this with a lower item level with Circle, that's really good news for us. Let us know in the comments below what it looks like. Also, with my Apex, I didn't really mess with my haste or mastery. I could probably do a little bit more to get those stats up to maybe boost this to 9K. But you guys, in the end, look, that's what it is. 11.5K, super undergeared compared to this character versus almost 9K. That's an incredible difference. And Fury Warrior also is not cooldown dependent because its cooldowns are like 1.5 minutes. 1 minute, 1.5 minutes. So its cooldowns are on every single dungeon pull. Pretty much. So that's it, you guys. Sorry for the depressing video. Let me know what you guys think. But that's it. Hope you guys have an awesome day. Take it easy. Peace.